Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Today I'm going to try my first one-man lander on the moon. Yes, I've landed on the moon. It's become a regular mission I can easily undertake, but I've never done it with a single person capsule, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to design this live while recording, and then I'll go get my food, which is cooking. Actually, I just heard it go off. It's done cooking. And then I'll come back and land. Not that one. I know these engines are horribly not powered enough, but I'm gonna try one anyhow, just, for the fun of it. 'Cause I like to torture myself here on these videos. Oh yeah. I was looking for this decoupler. Okay, we're gonna stick that on top of 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those engines. And we're gonna give it a gimbaled engine. And we're gonna use... You'll start to notice similarities in this design. I use the same design over and over and over and over again. But if you were ever wondering how I stage this design and why I choose that design, I guess you're in luck. Basically, this design just works. It's stable. I've used it again and again and again, and it just works. I'm going to call this the A1 for now. I know you can't see me typing this, but I'm just calling it the A1. Yes, I'm aware I already had an A1 design, but that was renamed or deleted or something, so we can have another one. Oh, that was the right. Can't wait till they add better part organization, because that'll be awesome. For now, we will just have to deal with it as it is. But anyhow, I strut this decoupler because the new decouplers aren't strong enough. I haven't gotten to showing you how I restage things yet, but we will get there when I'm finished building the base rocket. And like I said, minor variations on this minor variations on this design, but overall it's usually pretty much the same thing. One thing I do want to note, when I place these for the SRBs, I always put them on this upper tank to take pressure off of this lower tank a little bit. Of course it adds pressure to the upper tank, so I don't know how much that actually helps or doesn't help, but that's just the way I do things, and I apologize for morning voice because it's in the morning. Okay, so now we're at the point where I have to show you how I restage things. I'm gonna go get my food and eat it real fast. Hopefully my voice will be less morning voice, and then I can show you how I restage this. I love this. It looks like a proper rocket from the bottom. At least this part. I love this. Look at this. There's a main engine, there's like 4 of these engines and 4 of those engines. It looks like a proper thrown together, you don't know what you're doing rocket. Doesn't it? Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. My food is just begging to be eaten, but I'm going to show you this first before I forget to show it to you, because I will forget. I am very bad with that. Now, the first problem I'm noticing is these tanks, you see them, they're part of this stack, which is all of these tanks as well. They're not supposed to be there. Part of how I design things is I make them very easy to fly. You can see exactly how much fuel you have left because the stage you're currently firing, the amount of fuel it shows is how much fuel you have before you have to hit space again. Sorry, I just air bumped my microphone. Anyhow, so the way we launch this rocket is we have these SRBs go off and this main engine. So you see this main engine needs to come down here. Then we have the SRBs decouple. At the same time, we activate these 4 radial engines, which are right here. Now, I don't know what those 6 engines from up here are doing down here. They're really not supposed to be there. So I'm going to move them up, and then they fire at the same time we decouple this, when 2 tanks from here have been used. Now, these tanks, normally there'd be 2 tanks there, and I'd have the other, what is this, the other 24 would be up here. But as I said, I forgot to watch out for it automatically combining them while I was building it. And once they're all combined in a huge stack like that, you see how much of a mess that is to try to clean up. Anyhow, what are these for? Okay, yeah, those are supposed to be there. Now these 6 are these radial ones up here. We don't want those going off at the same time as these 6 engines, because it just means we're going to launch these fuel stacks as their own rockets. One thing we do want, however, is we want this main engine going off at the same time. And one thing I forgot to do, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now, is you take the top of these outer stacks and connect it to the bottom of the inner stacks. I connect at the top of the tank, that's why I got confused with my wording, sorry, to the top tank in the center. And basically what this does is all 7 engines will run off of the fuel in these outer tanks. That way we can run all 7 engines, giving us more thrust, and we can ditch extra weight sooner because these tanks will run out before the inner tanks will run out. That's the purpose of those fuel lines, and they went down here even though they should be higher up. But anyhow, we decouple, that's right here on stage 5, and we fire the main engine and the side engines at the same time. Then we come up here in stage 4, you can see these decouplers are taken care of, and then those are the 4 fuel tanks that will remain in the center stack that will be powered by this engine down at the bottom in the center, right? So we're good there. Then we go to the final stage, the lander stage. I like to have all my stages fire their engines as soon as they're activated. No time gap in between. This parachute didn't place properly, so I'm going to reattach that. There we go. That might have screwed something up, so I'll double check my staging in a moment, because this sometimes it randomly screws up. But anyhow, right here we have this decoupler, and then this tiny engine, and this fuel tank, the landing gear, and the advanced SAS, and then we decouple, and we have our parachute. So this rocket looks like it's good. Like I said, I'm going to double check real fast before I launch and eat. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is these things, what do you call them, rocket holders, stability systems, whatever. Anyhow, you gotta put those on too. Well, you don't have to, but they make it a lot easier. Anyhow, throttle up, SAS on, and wowzers, I forgot how loud this is. Yeah, basically you just let it go up. It should go up fine. You know, stage when necessary, of course, but... Oh look, those 2 fuel tanks have been separated in the list. Interesting. Don't ever worry about your main engine overheating, it won't. That's what's so great about this design. Your main engine will never overheat, but it gets you over that hump of the dense air. Does slow down for a minute or so, but it does pretty damn good. Now, like I said, that's pretty much the rule for my rockets. And the other rule is you start your gravity turn at 500 meters per second when you're going that fast. Because I've noticed that no matter the rocket design, of course mine are all very similar, I'm getting a lot of shaking here. I'm going to try and... there we go. I got rid of some of that shaking myself. The SAS wasn't really helping. Flying this manually. Yeah, just trying to get it lined up as well as I can. same design all the time, but I've noticed 500 meters per second is generally a pretty good idea for a gravity turn, no matter your design. So, I don't know. Anyhow, here we go. I am turning ever so slowly. This thing turns very slowly. I don't want it to turn any faster, though. That could end up very badly. Alright, second to last tanks, and approaching the horizon. And we're not fast enough yet. Don't go under the horizon. You know better than to do that. Come on, stop doing that. It's very bad. Rockets are doing that. Anyhow, there we go. We can see our apoapsis is already out at 80,000. So I'm just going to coast for a little while. And I can talk softer now. Sorry about accidentally breathing into the mic. I gotta get used to this new mic. It makes me think of this show I was listening to where they have a mic they call the shotgun mic. And I realized this is probably what they're using, something similar, because it makes me think of all their complaints with the shotgun mic instantly. Basically, as long as you ignore its existence and talk near it, but not at it, it's fine. But if you accidentally give it a glance and start talking towards it, you end up doing this. And as you heard, that's just horrible. Oh! Oops. I accidentally hit space instead of speeding up. Yeah. Wasn't my best choice. Right. We're still good though. This stage can probably get us there and start deorbiting us. It's just unfortunate that I screwed that one up. I'm just gonna get this into a low orbit. I'm not even gonna try to... Wait, maybe I am gonna try to just burn straight for the moon. Yeah. No, I think I'd best just focus on getting into orbit right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on getting into orbit. Yeah, moon rises very soon though, so as soon as I get into orbit, I'll probably just be burning again right away. So I actually launched at a really good time. Oh, don't go too high up. Okay. Gonna fast forward a little bit, actually not, because now it's time to do our burn to the moon. Ah, no. This is the first time I'm ever gonna go straight to the moon without orbiting first. I have a slight inclination. That's generally a bad thing, but we're okay. I just hope we don't waste too much fuel slowing down once we get there. And we're just gonna aim for the moon for, what do you call it? We're just going to aim to land. We're not going to aim for a specific spot. We're just going to try to make the most efficient landing we can. There we go. Let's see. If I speed up a little, that gets lower, but I'm not really getting slower. Am I? Yeah, I am actually, so... Gonna speed it up a little bit. Gonna get that down nice and low. Ooh, it's a little too low. We can correct that once we get there, especially because right now it's not really sure what we're gonna do. But yeah, this is a good orbit. What? Oh, cool! Check this out. Alright, so we launch from... If we just let this continue, we're going to go out, we're going to have the moon slingshot us into an escape orbit, into orbit around the sun. That's pretty awesome. Well, actually, it's not really sure if that's going to happen. Oh, now it's saying I'm going to do this. Yeah, it's a bit glitchy right now. It's not sure what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to speed it up, and let whatever happens happen. Oh, come on, don't spaz on me. Oh look, our periapsis is plenty high. Plenty high. Hi Moon. What's up, buddy? We're coming to visit. And we want to slow down right about... Okay, this is close enough. Now I'm going to just turn this around. Can you believe there was a time in Kerbal Space Program where you didn't have the map? Yeah, all this shit used to have to be done by hand. Come on. I don't want to exploit the fuel glitch, but I'm trying to make it turn faster. That's why I turned on the engines. Because this thing is actually notoriously sluggish right now. Like, look, it's still turning a bit. But yeah, let's see. I'd like to come down straight here, but we're too high up for me to be sure I'm going to be safe doing that. So I'm going to go to the other side of the moon, right about here, and I'm going to start slowing us down. Once I turn, that is. Because it takes a long time and a lot of force to turn. And my iPod is alerting me of something. Oh yes, it's alerting me that I have class. Oh, wow. I thought I'd have more time than this, but actually I need to get going in about 30 minutes. That was my 30-minute warning. Let's hope I don't screw this up. Now, what I tend to do is I get this periapsis down to about, what is it, like 5,000, 4,000, 1,000, somewhere really low, basically. And then I speed us up and fall towards the moon. Oh, shit. I instantly sped up way too fast. Alright, we need to start burning now. Come on, come on, turn your fat ass around. Yeah, I'm a little scared how this lander's gonna perform, because for one thing, I've never used this style before. Okay, let's just try. Yeah, my recording just cut out. Okay, what I was trying to say is let's just try to cancel out all this movement, this sideways movement. Okay, God, this thing's hard to turn. Oh, son of a... It resets the controls sometimes too when it does that, but... Why is it turning? Gosh, I didn't tell you to turn. I don't like this, I don't like this rocket anymore. See, like I said, I'm really scared about landing this thing because I don't know how well these small engines perform. I know they perform horribly. I also know I should get a little bit lower. Right, as soon as I hit 200 meters per second, I'm slowing the fuck down. Okay, never mind. I'm slowing down now. Yeah, this thing slows down pretty slowly. However, I think, yeah, I'm gonna burn until we're at 100 meters per second. I think we're safe to speed up to 130 perhaps. 150 is what I was originally gonna say actually, but then I was like, nah, I should make it lower. But then I actually did that anyhow. Yeah, I do not like the small engines. Because you're just burning, and you're not really getting anywhere, it feels like. I mean, I am slowing down quite good. No, come on. This thing turns far too much, far too easily. and it'll drop me back down to 1x time warp. Ground should be getting pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the engine back on, because we do need to slow down quite a bit before we actually touch down. And the ground's getting pretty close, and I'm a little uncomfortable. I mean, just look at it. Look at it! It's so scary. Oh, oh. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. There. There. Yeah, I'll just let us drop a little longer. Gosh, I'm so scared of hitting the ground too fast. I can't react nearly as fast with this thing as I can with the big 3-man lander. Oh dear. The ground is coming up quite fast, isn't it? Yeah, I'm cutting this close. Nope, stop going up. Stop going up. Stop going faster. Yeah, I hate this lander. I hate this lander. Come on, where's my shadow? Where the fuck's my shadow? I know my shadows are on. Where the fuck's my shadow? Oh, there it is. There we go. Perfect landing. Let me tell you, don't do this unless you're good at landing on the moon. Okay, because that was fucking scary. They nerfed these engines so much, it was hard to know if I was going to slow down in time or just slam into the moon. Look at this. Time passes so fast on the moon. Look at this. You see the shadow just moving. Either that or I'm sliding. Yeah, I am sliding a touch, but not that much, really. Well, anyhow, here we are. We're on the moon. And I could hang out for a while, or I could just return. And I think I am just going to return. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on to make launch a bit easier. And then I'm going to put my landing gear up, because we don't need them. We don't need roads where we're going. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a good angle to leave at, because you'll drop into orbit around Kerbin. Although I could be remembering this completely wrong. Yeah, I'm doing this wrong, I think. Maybe I'm not. This engine takes us a long time to get us up, though. Yeah, this engine's gonna take us a little while to get up. But we can enjoy the view. And check this out. Not too high above the surface, and just going up into a very low orbit. Check this out. That's cool. That's cool. Check this out. Look at this. You can see the little rocks glitching in and out of existence. I don't know if you can see that in the end video. It might, you know, not be there, unfortunately. But yeah, check us out. Gosh, do we have enough fuel to return this way? We should. We should be good returning this way. Then again, not really sure. I've never done this with a single person lander before. I'm beginning to think I should have just tried to jump straight for the other direction. Oh, our orbit's getting up there. Yeah, I think I'll just fast forward till we get... Come on. And... there. Yep. Yeah, we should be fine. I love how counterintuitive this is, though. To return to there, we have to go the opposite direction. Like, you know, that just flies in the face of logic. Now we should just be able to burn here and escape. At least that's what I'm thinking we should be able to do. Not 100% sure. Just gonna readjust a little bit. Basically, this should put us in the orbit because we're going this way around. And like, since we're going clockwise instead of counterclockwise, we'll drop into Kerbin orbit better than if we were going the other way. At least that's what I thought. Oh. Yeah, so if you see, if I just speed up more, you see that parapsis going down real fast. Not fast enough, apparently. I'm turning it up. But yeah, we're just going to get that parapsis down to pretty much. We're going to just use an arrow braking maneuver. We're going to dip into the atmosphere to slow down. See, I've never done any of this kind of thing before. Arrow braking, I mean, come on, what's arrow braking? But yeah, that'll either capture us or just we'll bounce off and basically brake around. So when we hit that, this will come in real low, and then the next time we'll land. Or we'll just land the first time. Like I said, I've never done this, so I don't know how it works. But anyhow, let's get this beautiful shot as we leave the moon's... Yep. Bye, moon. Bye, moon. Now, I heard there's a bug with switching sphere of influence that sometimes it just may not happen, so I'm a little paranoid about that, to be honest. But yeah, now we've left the moon's sphere of influence. Bye, moon. And we're just going to come careening into the side of the planet. Yes. Okay, slowing down to time warp 1x, because we're in the atmosphere now. We could dump this other section right now, actually. I don't want to dump it until I know we're landing, though. Well, you can see this. It's being a bit glitchy, but you can see that it's... Well, no, it's just being glitchy. I was going to say, you can see it's slowing down, but we're too high up in the atmosphere for that to have an effect just yet. And I accidentally burned a little bit of fuel, but that's alright. I could, this is excess fuel basically at this point. I could just burn it to slow us down more. This will either make our arrow braking maneuver more effective, or it'll make us just land right now. Not really sure which. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna land with how fast this is reeling in. Yeah, so I'll just burn up all my fuel, turn off the SAS, and eject. Seems like a good idea. No matter what, we're going down, you know, so we're good. Check this out. I love this game. Oh, actually, our orbit right now is low enough to where it just shows us hitting the ground. I don't even need to burn fuel right now, but I'm going to anyhow. I just remembered how rocket parts can sometimes get in your way when you're landing, how they can almost come crashing into you. So I'm going to try a tricky maneuver to get away from this rocket. That may end in death and explosions, so you've been warned. I'm going to wait till the fuel gets lower though. Basically, I'm going to eject while it's still burning on the tank. So let's see, our burn rate is pretty decent, so I'm going to wait till it's 5 liters, and then I'm going to eject and hold A. So we're basically going to try and eject and flip the capsule under the craft. So, yep, there we go. And so it's leaving without us. Bye-bye. And activate the parachute, which of course won't activate just yet, but there's our craft. And it shouldn't come anywhere near us now because it's on a different vector now, because it's not slowing down as fast, or it's slowing down faster or something. Yeah, it's slowing down faster actually. And I'd love to time warp, but it let me time warp? What the? But I'm in atmosphere. You never let me time warp in atmosphere. Besides, time warp... Wait, hold on. I thought I was in atmosphere. Altitude 2000... Fuck. Really? It slowed me down, though, to, like, nothing. I thought I was in atmo. Oh, well, I guess I'm just a moron. I wasn't reading the gauge right. See, I was reading it as 22,000 meters instead of 22,000 kilometers. Yep. I am so smart. SMRT. Yeah. I think that was me trying to keep it from lagging while switching speeds or something. I don't know. Oh god. Oh god, I hope we slow down enough before that parachute deploys. Shit, because we came in really fast. We came in really, really fast. Oh wait, nah, we're good. We're good. Because the parachute deploys at 500 meters, and we're only at 9,000. See, as long as the speed gets to about 100 meters per second before the chute deploys, we're good. Right? That's what I thought anyhow. A 100 meters per second. Let's see, that's probably 300. No, that can't be right. Okay, 10 meters per second is 36. Yeah, so 360 kilometers per hour. 100 meters per second is 360 kilometers per hour, which apparently in miles per hour is like 250. I'm doing these calculations based off of numbers that well, okay, the kilometers per hour calculation, that's correct. The miles per hour calculation is based off of something I heard someone else talking about, and I only half paid attention, so I may be right, I may be way off, I may be pretty close. I think I'm pretty close. I know I'm not exact. But yeah, safe landing, etc. If you want to stick around to watch the landing, go ahead, I suppose. But really, go watch another video. I love this new mic. I should talk like this. Like, I'm really close to it, but I'm not speaking. It's like right next to my face, but I'm ignoring its existence. It's kinda cool. See, if I accidentally turn and look at it right now, I just know I'll end up breathing into the mic and it'll just be horrible and clippy. I almost did that. Hello. Yeah, see, that's what happens. I was about to say hello, microphone, but bad things happen when you pay attention to the shotgun mic. I'm gonna call it the shotgun mic now. And touchdown. There we go. Dillery is home safe. I thought I killed you, Dillery. Like, I was running a bunch of recent experiments and I thought Dillery had died like 5 or 6 times. Well, I'm out of time and I gotta go to class, but next time you'll see me launch this into orbit. Look at this. It's like a mini shuttle. I love this design. It's I called this the N1 before I finished designing it, while it was in the spaceplane hangar pretty much. But basically the additions to the design since then, well, actually this is the Guinness Mark 1. I actually made the Guinness Mark 2 as well. And you can see the difference between the Guinness Mark 1 and the Guinness Mark 2. A couple differences. There's 2 SAS here. the landing gear is clipping into that, but we always raise the landing gear before we launch anyhow, and just pretend like that's not happening, because, you know, that doesn't make any sense, to launch with the landing gear down. The caps have been removed from the top of these to reduce weight a little bit, although in the future, if they implement drag in a better way, I may add it back. The 6 RCS linear thrusters have been replaced with 2 RCS blocks on the nose on the tank. There's been some struts added so it lands with less brakey. These have been angled up for more stability, although that comes at a cost with it being harder to keep the nose off the ground. These have been put closer together so it doesn't turn as fast, so you have less issue with that. The wheels have been put out further from the fuselage and further to the rear to make it easier to land. The canard that was here has been replaced with this system, which it turns out a tail fin with one of these on there is, I think it might be more effective, I'm not sure yet, at turning you and stuff. I really don't know, I'd have to do some sort of test, but at least this design is close to good enough, or maybe better, and it's a little lighter. Very little, but it's a little lighter, so yeah, the Guinness Mark II is minor improvements, which is why I'm going to show flying both of them, also because they get into very different orbits. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.